Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first episode of WTFridays. My name is Cole James Anderson. I'm here with my co-host, Jack Unruh.
Unruh is my name, and we will be your hosts for the show. WTFridays.
That's right. Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we were going to call it something else, but that would have ensued that I would have been talking to multiple people, and I don't have that kind of patience to set up multiple guests. So it's just going to be us every week.
We're just going to have a good old time.
Yep.
You guys are going to come along on some verbal adventures with us.
That's right. Some verbal adventures. We're going to have so much fun.
Yeah. We're going to laugh. We're going to cry.
That's right.
Maybe not cry.
Well, you know what?
We'll see where it goes.
That's right. Whatever happens, we will just freaking go into it. So
that's right.
Okay. Let's just basically introduce ourselves. So again, I'm Cole. I have a YouTube channel. I own Anderson Visuals. People that knew me before may have known Timid Media or Cannibalistic Pig.
Pigwork.
Jack, how would people know you?
We have a few channels on YouTube, the Cheese Puffs, Dorm Boomin', and most recently is Late Night Boomin'.
That's right. We'll get into that.
It's
because it's very big.
It's
very
new project.
fun.
New project.
It's cool. But no, so let's say we've been friends since middle school ish?
I'd say yeah.
Yeah,
because we're both of your hosts here, both of us are content creators on YouTube.
That's right.
Of a few small channels, somewhere between 200 300 subscribers each.
Yeah.
And
I think about combined of all of our channels it's somewhere around half
I'd say we have about 1,000 combined
you think
between both of us.
Yeah, because we, and then there's that channel that I never use because I lost the password to.
Right, that actually got really big.
Canna Pig's Fave Wubs has about, 1,000 subscribers and it has like 1 million views?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
So stupid.
So basically we're the people that could have been big on YouTube but aren't.
That's right. We've been on YouTube just about as long as some of the OGs have.
Yeah. But we're working hard.
That's right, because we're getting into a lot of different stuff.
We are. And we try a lot of different things. Right now we're trying a podcast.
That's right.
Seeing how it goes.
Jumping into a lot of different mediums.
Yep. Expanding our horizons.
That's right. Normally we're both, kind of film. We like to make movies. Yes. That's kind of our medium, making funny videos.
Mm-hmm. We're very cinematic people.
That's right. Yeah. We like to tell stories.
We delve into the cinematic side of things typically. However, with our YouTube experience, it gives us the opportunities to try these other media types.
That's right, because I've before I did WTF, I think it was called.
Yep.
It was a news show. I liked doing that for a while, but it didn't work out super well. And then also we're doing this podcast, and I used to do a podcast. It was more of a live format, but it was more just news, really.
Right.
And now you're jumping into the medium of the late night show, a live theatrical experience.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into that, because I do want to get into that really, really bad, how we met through Aaron Valise, right?
That's right. Yeah. So you and I had both been running our own separate YouTube channels, doing our thing, and then I've seen some of your projects, you've seen some of my projects, and I think it was Spiner 43 on the Cheese Puffs. We're making a YouTube video about a Nerf war, and kind of Aaron, Ron.
It sounds stupid to people who haven't seen it, but Spy Nerf War series is kind of like a big deal to Cheese Puffs fans.
It is. If to true Cheese Puff fans, because I assume that
these are cinematic masterpieces.
Right. I assume that our fan base listening in is mostly Anderson Visuals / Cheese Puff listeners.
They likely are. Yeah.
So I can assume that you guys have done your research into our channels. So you guys remember the Spiner 4 series. Can we refer to Aaron Valise as Ron? For the sake of,
yeah, Ron.
Because I'm going to assume Ron could possibly be on
100%. Yeah, he could definitely be a guest.
So you guys have seen Ron before. But yeah, so basically Ron was kind of the link between us. And he somehow you had seen the trailer for Spiner 43, and back in those days, we made trailers before we had shot anything for
I do the same.
Show. Yeah.
It's a bad habit.
Yeah,
it's a bad habit.
Literally, those scenes weren't even in the movie at all. But yeah, so Cole came on. I think that was our first project together, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Spiner 4-3.
Spiner 4-3 was our first project together.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out on YouTube. That's the origin story.
It's honestly, it's the first thing that we ever made together.
It is.
I was a big fan of your content for a while, and I knew that, Aaron was in the same grade as me. So when I reached out to him, I was like, hey, could you maybe stick me in there somewhere?
That's right.
And it never ended. Now we're still working together.
And when that happened, I was like, oh, yeah, I've seen you got that. I think at the time wasn't Pig Podcast going.
Pig Podcast, yes. I'd have a guest for 10 minutes.
I asked Ron because Ron was a co-host at one point, I think.
Yeah.
And I had asked him if I could get into the show, and we were planning on doing it, and then the show died.
That's right. Well, there was a Pig Podcast episode, or was it? Yeah, there was a Pig Podcast episode on Spiner 4-3.
Right, yeah.
Because I went behind the scenes.
That's right. So I was in an episode.
Yeah, that's right.
Go.
There's only, I think that's one of the only episodes that are still on the YouTube channel.
That's hilarious.
Because I deleted every other one, but I was like, this one is special to me.
It's special, yeah.
It's special.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't in any of the ones that you guys shot that day. I was just kind of there shooting behind the scenes. It's weird that I have a thing for shooting behind the scenes. And it started with that Pig Podcast.
That's crazy. You see the character arc.
That's right.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Okay, think of this. If you see, if you watch that video, that behind the scenes video, the progression from that to when your behind the scenes now drops.
Dude,
that's gonna be so cool.
That's crazy.
To just line that up and see how far you've come in your editing.
I put no effort in back then.
I saw it. A little bit of sneak peek. Anderson Visuals is dropping behind the scenes to our movie Slick Trigger.
That's right. Yeah.
And I saw it, and oh my goodness, was the editing good? It is so cool. It looks absolutely professional, and
man, you're really excited for that, aren't you?
I'm stoked. I literally cannot wait for this. It's so cool. And so I don't know. I think that's so cool. The transformation of your skill from where you were then to where you are now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
It's so cool.
It's actually kind of insane.
It is.
How much we have grown.
Yes.
Just looking at Slick Trigger, and the original versus the new one, there's a lot of development there.
Oh yeah.
But then with your next project, I can already tell that there's gonna be a crazy amount.
And I honestly think that our skill, the both of us, is growing exponentially.
Oh yeah.
Upwards, it's going better and better, faster and faster. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's weird how we're growing exponentially almost, it feels like.
Right.
We're learning so much.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's get into this again with skill building. We've been jumping into some new some new mediums, excuse me. Mm-hmm. This podcast being a new one, trying to take it I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and that's why I wanted to kind of start this. And I feel like we have intelligent enough conversations that we could do this.
Oh yeah.
And Jack recently jumped into the late night show. He's made it his own late night show. Tell me, what was the process? Why did you even want to do that?
Okay, so I guess honestly, this probably started about a year ago. I just somehow got hooked on Jimmy Fallon, Tonight Show at Jimmy Fallon. So yeah, I just was fascinated by late night, and I love Jimmy Fallon. I started watching his show. I subscribed on YouTube, and I saw that'd be the coolest job ever. And
it does seem like a super easy job.
It does. Just have fun with celebrities.
But it's not.
It's not. Oh my goodness, is it not an easy job? So yeah, basically it was literally a week before I was gonna go to college. I was out mowing the yard, and a thought crossed through my head. I was thinking, you know what? It's actually possible that we could make our own late night talk show. And so
with the outcome of the Slick Trigger, with how many people came.
Exactly. And so from there, the thought process was just this is something that could be done. And so we started assembling the team, as we do. I got you on board.
That's right.
Manager of the production side of things.
Basically.
Yeah.
We haven't figured out an exact title, but it's something like that.
Right. Yeah. So, and it's just been so much fun. I've been doing a bunch of research into late night shows, trying to learn more and about interviewing people, and it's It's a hard process, but I think it's been really fun so far.
Yeah, I think you're gonna get a little experience out of this too, because with a podcast, you're basically talking for a living.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
all you do.
I'm so stoked for this podcast because we'll be able to talk about,
Anything and everything.
And-
Movies that come out,
Right.
drama. If
Yeah.
anything happens, you remember the old days of drama when me and you were making diss tracks on each other.
Yeah, classic.
It was
That's
so
hilarious.
good.
And I think our audience might be able to learn a few things from our experiences.
Yeah, and even about us too.
Yeah, and about us. And I think this is a good way. It's like, so vlogs are obviously a good way to keep in touch with content makers, but they're so hard to do.
It is.
It's like adventure vlogs, that 30-week challenge, one video a week was tough.
That killed you.
It was awful.
You burned out, didn't you?
No.
Yeah, that 30-week challenge ended and you stopped uploading for a minute.
It was a long time.
Like a solid minute.
But that's the nice thing about podcasts is you can listen to these in the car. You can just play them on your phone. They're easy to make.
They're easy for us to make too, because we can just, hey, you got 2 hours free. Let's, sit down and just talk.
Yeah.
It's basically it's way too easy.
It's way too easy.
It's way too easy.
And the audience gets in on the conversation.
And I don't upload enough, so it's perfect.
Right. So I'm excited for it. It's going to be awesome.
Let me ask you a question about YouTube, because Robert Welch, right? You met him. He was in he was in the one episode of Gorilla.
Yeah,
he helped shoot one of the other episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I was having a conversation with him the other day about, me and him have been friends for a really long time, and I was really thankful that he got into filmmaking, because otherwise I felt like our interests were diverging, and it's hard to be friends with someone that you don't have a lot of interests agreed with.
Yeah.
And I was asking him, I was like, we always make fun of each other because he never uploads, I never upload. We're always constantly like, I'll upload if I win this game or something. So we were talking like that, and it got to a really kind of a dark side where he's like, yeah, dude, I just don't want to do YouTube anymore. Like, he has to find a genuine good excuse to upload. And I've kind of been the same way, because I've been focusing so much on, your projects and my projects. And I do feel like this podcast is maybe possibly the last way to keep my channel alive.
I think that you have to do, when you start, because it does get hard to upload, honestly.
It gets so hard.
It's like, you want to make quality content, but there has to be some amount of quantity too.
That's right.
But you don't want to be putting stuff out there that you're not proud of. And I think that a podcast is a great way to keep up with, viewers can keep up with you. It's a great way to express what you're thinking, thoughts for the channel. Good way to get, inspiration for stuff. I think it's a great idea.
I think it's going to be fun.
It's easy and fun.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, it's just, sometimes, because my passion has diverted from Let's Plays and talk shows, and talk shows in the sense of YouTube. I'm very passionate about your project, I promise. But it's diverged from YouTube oriented stuff to more of, the documentaries, the films. I have so much fun editing full length stuff, and seeing, Shane Dawson, of course, his very big series span hours. The Jake Paul one was an 8-part series that spans almost 8.5 hours of footage, and that's just stuff that he just threw together. I think that the internet is definitely ready for more feature length stuff. Seeing that those were so popular, I have no doubt that documentaries, and even possibly the Slick Trigger documentary, could do really well on YouTube.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's another thing too, is it's more of a realistic approach, that if you're interested in something, that's first of all, you want to make it. Second of all, people want to watch it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Because it's actually happened.
That's right. And the algorithm, YouTube algorithm currently favors more long form content, a video every day, 5 days a week, that are over 10 minutes long. You know how you know how hard it is to make a decent 10-minute long vlog
Mhm.
every day? I did it for 1 week, like a while ago when I had that really tiny, like crappy camcorder, and it was hard as hell.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
And you guys would make content. You know, I've seen you shoot your vlogs. You would shoot so much stuff that wouldn't even end up going into like the finished video, and they would maybe be like, what did you say like the average length for one of your vlogs are?
Oh, they'd range anywhere from like 7 minutes to 15 minutes.
Yeah, most of them were on the shorter end though, right?
Right. I mean,
There were a couple that were longer.
Yeah, we had some like 20-minute.
Yeah.
But we had a few that were like 5, 6 minutes.
Right.
Because it's hard.
It is.
Like, okay, for like a week long, getting at times we had an excess of content for a week. Like we'd have just an overload of footage.
Oh yeah.
But there's also times when
You
in
have
the dead
nothing?
of winter, you're just desperate to get content,
yeah.
And putting a week long 3-minute video, a week's worth of 3-minute video is tough. And I just can't imagine doing it every single day.
Oh, I don't want to.
Editing is probably the part that's killer.
Oh yeah.
Well,
easily.
it is. It's the part that's
editing
killer.
is fun. That's the thing. Editing can be fun.
Yeah.
When you like actually stretch it out, but at that point you're doing it every single day.
And it becomes work.
That's right.
And it's not fun. Hi. And
Dusty just even interrupted us.
He's the kitty.
But no, I was thinking like, with the podcast or like, more feature length stuff that gives you an opportunity to, really space out the uploads. If we're uploading a 42 minute long podcast every week, then that's barely, I don't want to say barely any work. That's not as much work as, I'm normally putting into any YouTube video.
Yeah. And so kind of what it's doing is it's like, obviously as content creators, we always have a creative urge to produce something. We just want to make something.
I am always searching for the right motivation and the right idea.
And so this is a way that you can make something without having to stretch yourself so far. And this is something that is quick and easy. You can knock it out, and it leaves you available to work on other projects that you just like. If you have another project idea that pops into your head, you can work on that throughout the week too. Because this is just you record it and upload it.
That's right. Just got to cut a few things out every once in a while.
That's right.
Hopefully, we can get some sponsorships eventually.
Ooh, that'd be sick.
Or maybe we can do our own sponsorships.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can figure something out.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because that's always the struggle is. The worst is when you want to make something, but you don't know what you want to make.
Yeah. And then it's the best when you actually find the idea that fits.
Yes.
But it sucks because I found, for those of you who didn't know, I was gonna make a feature length film. I was gonna make it's gonna end up being about 2 hours long, and it's gonna be called Demons. The name was gonna be changed because it sounds like a horror film, but it's not. I promise.
It's the working title.
It was gonna be basically like a detective movie, cops, and very synonymous with, Heat, The Dark Knight, it was going to be a big budget film. And I didn't realize it till I was about 30 pages into the script that it was going to cost a lot of money for me to make. And unfortunately, that is probably my highest desired project to make right now. And I had to shelve it for now. Because if I make it now, it's not going to be, up to standard. It's not going to be as good as it could be if I had $1 million,
Right. And you don't want to start something that you're passionate on and make it just to make it. You want to make it with everything. You want to be able to put everything into it.
Oh, yeah. I want it to be good.
And so that's kind of the problem where you and I are at right now is, we don't have we don't have a budget. Let's be honest. We have... Our films is like...
We don't have any budget.
Yeah. What we have is what's in our pocket.
Oh, yeah.
And, that causes problems.
And when you're a college kid and a kid who dropped out of college, who doesn't have a job and is looking for one, if anyone's hiring, let me know, by the way. When you're two broke kids who aren't even 20 yet. We're not even 20 yet. We have no job experience in the fields that we want to go into. It's hard as hell to be a creative.
It is.
It sucks.
Because like I said earlier, when you do know what you want to do and you can't do it, that's even more frustrating.
Oh yeah, easily.
Like, I can't tell you the ideas I've had in my head, and everybody's got ideas. Like, I know all young filmmakers. I don't know how necessarily many there are out there, but I know all people that don't have a budget have great ideas.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, it comes down to, at the end of the day, let's just be honest, it comes down to money.
Oh yeah, and skill. Skill is there, but skill can be built. Or built.
True.
Money sometimes can be.
True. You know what? You're actually right about that, because you can have all the money in the world and still make a crap movie.
Oh yeah.
You
Easily. If you gave me a red camera, I have some skill, but I don't. I'm not as good. You gave me a red camera, I could shoot something that might look good, but I don't have. I haven't perfected it yet. If you gave Steven Spielberg your old camcorder and told him to make a movie with $10, he would pull it off.
Yeah.
And he would make it way better than we could.
Yeah.
Because that's just the skill. And I think our skill is definitely a lot better than it used to be.
Yeah.
I think if we got a red now, we'd probably sell it. Mm-hmm. And then
yeah. So, you know what? Let me rephrase this. What I guess what I was meaning to say was, you can, how do I want to say this?
Take your time. We have all the time in the world.
All right. Cut this part out.
Okay.
I want to think how I want to say this.
You guys, he's making me cut this out, but we've been here for maybe a solid 30 seconds, and he's just thinking to himself.
Yeah.
Have you figured out what you want to say yet?
I'm trying to think about.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So basically, what it comes down to is our mindset is not on the budget. We talk about the budget and how about it would be nice to have one, but our mindset has always been, write the script, figure the rest out later.
It's always been on the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like when I was writing Slick Trigger, for example, I just wrote everything, like the car chase scenes, hanging out the door with guns. Was not thinking about legal issues.
You have no idea how much you stressed me out, bro.
Oh, yeah.
There was multiple times before we would even start shooting where you'd explain something to me, and I'd be like, how?
Yeah.
How? We don't have, one, the budget, two, the manpower, and clearly it's been months since that movie is out, and you pulled it off. I am a doubter. I've always been a doubter. And thankfully, I have you who compliments me so well.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that, Cole and I talk about this all the time, how I'm more of the write the script, ask questions later kind of guy. Like, better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Just go out. Let's just do it.
Oh, I've been asked for forgiveness before permission.
Right. But big picture, I'm more of like the big picture. Cole is the detail oriented. He's focused on how, like, for example, in a story, he's focused on how would the characters like the little details that you wouldn't normally think about. And that's why we complement each other so much, is that our two skill sets are different, yet they work together so well.
Oh, they complement each other fantastically. I don't think we'd be able to do half the stuff that we do without that, because, and for an example, Late Night Movement, we need the host to be big picture. The host cannot be detail oriented. If I was the host, I'd lose my mind up on stage. I can't do that.
Be focusing on the cameras and everything.
Right. But with what I was doing, you being up there, you focusing on giving everybody a good live experience and let everyone else deal with their problems. And while I was basically checking on the cameras, making sure everybody was ready to be on cue, checking with the stage hands, making sure the lights were going to be up and on, I think it just works best that way too. And then when we work with stories, Slick Trigger, a great example. You were all about the big picture stuff, and then every once in a while I'd come and be like, "Hey, do you think maybe about performing it this way?" Or I'd ask characters about my character. I'd be like, "Do you think he'd have a suspicion about Cyrus killing his father, or did you think such and such?"
And And like, so yeah, that's a great way of putting it. Cause like we'd show up on set. My job was to give the general idea of how I wanted this scene to turn out. And that's why, like for Late Night Boomin', I just feel confident. I don't have to worry about it because I know that that's your skill set.
It just works.
It works because I
works so
know that
well.
you've got the little things, handled, and I don't have to worry about that. And it just works great.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
We were having a small conversation about Late Night Boomin' earlier, and we're not going to get into details because it's pretty juicy stuff.
There's some juice.
There's some honest drama going on about Late Night Boomin',
Yeah.
which sucks because it's performing pretty well from what I can tell.
Honestly, the first show I thought went as well as the first show of anything could go.
It went as well as it could have gone with all of the problems that we would have had, and we did have.
Yeah.
But no, getting into that about drama with projects, has there ever been like a project that you've worked on and something happened where there was like drama involved?
Oh yes. So like, Spiner 4 days.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Explain.
I guess, well, I don't know. And this is kind of just like,
is it just kids being kids?
Yeah. Because it was kind of just like the neighborhood throwing together a Nerf video.
Right.
And so there'd people, childhood drama, how that is,
oh yeah.
But as far as like modern day, like actual drama, I have to say, there'd be times at Slick Trigger where, actors don't get along or like somebody doesn't want to film that day.
Being completely honest, well, I remember plenty of times where people would be like, oh, I don't want to film, or they'd kind of just like leave us on red.
Yeah.
And that's not much as drama. It's just kind of like them being an asshole.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't ever remember people arguing on set other than like Eddie.
Yeah. That's the one I was thinking of mainly as you and Ed. Actors arguing on set, No. Yeah. No, that's not drama though,
That's just us goofing.
And that's just us being around each other for 8 months straight.
Oh.
Grinding this out, trying to make it by the deadline.
I'm surprised that we didn't lose our minds around each other.
I know. And, but as far as drama goes, no, this is probably the biggest drama we've had yet.
Yeah.
Which you guys aren't even going to know about.
No, it sucks. Well, maybe in one of the future podcasts we can talk about it.
Stay tuned because this might turn into something here.
This might actually it's crazy. No, the only time that I remember any serious drama was on set of Slick Trigger prior.
Oh. Was I there?
We were shooting a scene, episode 2. And it was the end of episode 2, and you were there. You were on set.
Was it behind the steakhouse?
No, this was in the church at the bar area, and we were trying to shoot. And Ron, classic Ron, by the way, Ron's a great guy. Don't get what I'm about to say make it sound like he's a bad guy. He's just always been a goof. He also doesn't know when to stop sometimes, though, because I was getting kind of frustrated because we had just had a conversation about like we didn't know when people's schedules were going to line up next to have everybody in together, because Alex was going to be busy, Dawson was going to be busy, you were going to be busy for some part of the summer. Ron is a busy guy all the time. So I was just a little bit frustrated. And then we were trying to shoot this scene with you and Alex having a conversation about Brock's character. And he just kept like throwing shit in the air and like messing with the shot. And don't get me wrong, Ron's a much better person now. He knows when to stop, okay?
Right.
But that pissed me off.
And that's a big thing because as a concept, because and I know I've done it too, like where especially if it's not your project, then you feel kind of like this
indifference sort of.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. Like you're like, yeah, I'm just here to have fun. But when you kind of take into it, you got to kind of take into account, this is kind of some advice for, because I know a lot of our audience could be, some filmmakers, some actors.
Possibly.
If
hopefully.
you are ever on set of someone else's film or short film or project,
Treat it as your own.
Treat it as your own. That you will become their favorite person on set that day because easily, yeah. When we worked on Slick Trigger, the people that took it seriously and were there to do their job, that was the best.
They came back. We brought them back because we liked their help.
That's right.
Noah was one of those people.
That's right.
Alex was one of those people when he was available. Yeah. Alex was great.
And because I know I've done that too. Like, you know, when I'm on set of like Ed was trying to make a project, I wouldn't take it seriously or something.
Oh, yeah.
And it just, when you look back at it,
it kind of brings like the morale down. You kind of look at yourself.
Right. And you're like, why did I do that? But you learn from it. We learn from all these experiences.
I've always tried to keep a more positive outlook because I'd say the first time I really genuinely did that was also the first time I was like actually on someone else's project that was Spider-Man 3. Mm-hmm. And I was so excited. I was taking it really very, very seriously,
right?
Which probably explains also why we're still working together.
Yeah.
Because I think, you know, whenever I'm on one of your projects, I act seriously. Whenever you're on one of my projects, you act seriously. And I think that's why, yes, we complement each other so well with how we work, but also because we're just straightforward about stuff. Like, I genuinely am so excited when you get a new project that I can help on because it'll build my experience and I'm helping a friend out. And it's always cool to show people stuff that we've made.
Yeah.
But being excited about stuff also just lifts your spirits. And it lifts everybody's spirits on set.
It does. And like, I don't know, I just like life in general. I find that if you find literally anything and you like get into it, like last night I went to this thing at USF. It's called I think it's called like a magical or something like that. And basically it was you go, you sit down, you have a cupcake and they do this like Renaissance performance. And, you know, you could either show up to that being like, oh, I'm just here for the cupcake and I want to leave. But I was into it, you know, like I was like trying to focus on what's going on in the play. Like there was crowd participation. I was like getting into it. It just makes life so much more fun to like,
it does.
You dive into it, you know, you actually know about it, you know, I don't know.
Even when someone on set is insufferable.
Yeah.
Ed, no, I'm kidding. No, but even when someone on set is insufferable, and I've been with a few people when we were making my my student short film for my senior project. I'm not gonna name names, but there was one person who just kind of just acted like he didn't want to be there, and you know, you just kind of gotta push through and you know get through their stuff, and hopefully they won't ruin their performance by doing that.
Right, because I don't know if they. And they don't realize how much that will affect the director themselves.
Oh yeah, it affects us.
Like I know with Slick Trigger, because I'm the type of person that I want to keep everyone on set happy.
Oh yeah,
because that helps. First of all, personally, it's better. And second of all, it helps the project turn out better.
Oh yeah.
And so when I see somebody that's not taking it seriously, looks like they don't want to be there. It just kind of like, come on, you know.
I don't want to, yeah, and I don't like to be mean, but I've also, like I said with that Slick Trigger prior part, like Ed wasn't or Ron wasn't in that scene, so I was just like, hey, if you want to go, you can go. Like we don't need you here, and I wasn't trying to be mean, but I was like, you know, you're kind of bringing down you're bringing down the house,
right? And this all is not directed at you, Ron.
Please, Ron, do not think that this is on you. You're Ron's awesome,
dude. We love Ron.
Let's go on a 20-minute rant about how awesome Ron is.
No, we're just using that one instance as an example.
Everyone's done it too.
We've all done it.
Yeah, we were just talking about how you've done it before. I've done it before.
There
were some times when we were shooting BNN. Yep. Sorry, forgot the name for a second there. It was one of the things that got me on this channel. Got us working together. No, it was no, that was like one of the first times. No, sorry, I'm losing my head here. That first episode, and I came on, and I was Wilfred Wharfstache.
Yeah.
I pulled it straight from Markiplier.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you guys watched Markiplier, so I was like, oh god. When I saw the video, and it was like, hi, I'm Wilfred.
Yeah, and you just cut it off. Right there.
I was like, oh no, they probably think I'm horrible now. I hated myself. I was like, well, one, I hated myself, and then I was kind of like, oh god, they're gonna really. So then I was kind of like prejudging you because I thought that
Right.
you guys weren't gonna like me and let me be on any future episodes because I made that, and then I was. Thank
Well,
God.
because the thing is, I mean, we've all made different mistakes, and but they help us learn.
Oh yeah.
Like, we would not be where we are today if, the cops, if we didn't get 3 squad cars called on us for Slick Trigger.
Oh, that's a story.
Yeah. Which you guys will hear about. We'll probably do a whole nother episode just on Slick Trigger itself.
Oh yeah.
But
next episode, third episode, maybe.
When
We'll
the
figure it out.
documentary drops.
That's when the documentary
Yeah,
drops.
because then we can talk about the documentary.
That's right.
We should do a
The
commentary
documentary
on
drops on a Friday.
Dude. Okay, I just thought about this.
Yeah.
You can add this in the podcast or not, but what if we did Slick Trigger the commentated version?
Yo, that'd be perfect.
But I don't know.
Crap.
I don't know if we need that or not, because I know we have the behind the scenes.
The behind the scenes, though, how much of that is like a true commentary on the film? Because like it's a commentary on like what it is.
Yeah.
It's not like us talking. Like, I mean, a commentary would be fun because we're just like having fun with it, talking about certain stuff. I think we should do it.
Really?
Yeah, we'll keep it in. We'll keep it in the podcast,
Okay,
guys.
all right.
We're gonna do a
guys.
Slick Trigger commentary.
That was this close to being cut, but
The same
still in
Friday
here.
that the Slick Trigger behind the scenes drops. Say?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
What the Friday?
What the Fridays
Hey.
is gonna be? That one episode is gonna be a commentary track. But that's okay.
So this drops every Friday, right?
Every Friday.
Tell the audience so I can also remember when it drops.
It drops on Friday.
Just at any point during a Friday, right?
Yes, any
Okay.
point during a Friday.
Is it
Hopefully,
weekly?
Yes, it's weekly.
Every Friday.
Every Friday.
Be on the lookout.
Maybe I can get this one up tonight. If not, if you're not listening to this on Friday, December 6th, then, well, not listening to it. You can listen to it whenever. If it didn't come out on December 6th, then that means that it came out the week after.
Yeah.
But, that's great. Maybe we can even do one of those things where, one of these days we can just record like 2 podcasts in a row. So then
We could do that.
if a week we can't meet up, then we
Right.
can just post one.
Yeah.
That'd be
I'm so
great.
stoked for this. Honestly, I think this is going to be so much fun.
Oh, I'm having fun already.
Yeah, me too.
I think we're about 30-ish minutes in.
How long do we want to do each podcast for?
I'm thinking between 40 to an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably should have started a timer when we started.
Does it say how long we've been going?
No, I'm on GarageBand. It only says how many beats out of 120 beats.
Well, how many
Oh.
beats are we at right now?
11. Well, there's 11. Imagine rapping this long. There's 1,131 bars. Imagine rapping for that many bars.
Wow.
That's 4 beats.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's insane. I have no idea what that means time wise.
No, yeah, no idea.
No, yeah. Maybe I can get a calculator up or something. I don't know. We'll just go until I know we started sometime around 2:05, so
Okay.
we'll keep going.
We're killing it out here.
We're killing it.
You guys are loving this.
Hopefully.
No, you
I
are.
feel like there's a
they
lot
are loving it.
You're loving it.
Yeah.
You are loving it.
Right now. Love it.
Subscribe,
comment,
rate 5 stars,
hit the bell,
like us on Yelp,
email at
fill out our Google form.
Google Slides.
Yep.
Add us.
Use this as a footer for your resume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just do it all.
Do it all.
Get into it. Get involved.
I'm working on a project right now.
Yes.
Yes.
Can we say the working title?
The working title. Well, the short film or the feature? Because
Let's start short film.
right.
Sure,
So the short film is a concept short film for a feature that I want to shoot, which is gonna be insane. Gonna be great.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about this.
So basically, the short film is called One Bad Day. And that is a hint to the slogan of what the movie is going to be called, because the movie is not going to be called One Bad Day. to be called something much more eerie.
That you guys will know of.
That's right. I am not going to talk about this concept publicly because I'm scared that it's possibly such a good one that it could get stolen.
It is. No, honestly, it is, though. Now that you say it, I didn't even think about that, but you're right. This is... No, like, you guys, when he told me and a few other people on the Late Night Boomin' staff team about this, and, like, everyone's like, dude, this is sick.
Someone, I was even telling him, I was telling you about this, I was telling you about this, and one of your friends sitting next to you, or no, it was Jacob. Jacob was like, Jacob Knopf, he's one of the co-hosts of Late Night Boomin'. He's a great guy, by the way. Very nice. He bought me dinner the other night, which was fantastic. He's awesome. But no, he was like, what movie is this? And I was like, it's a movie that I'm making. And he goes, really? I was ready to sit down and watch it tonight.
Yeah.
Is that good? Do you think it's that good?
No, absolutely. Like,
I'm trying to be humble, but like I do genuinely think that it's a really good concept.
It's such a good, like, it's gonna be addicting to watch. Like, this could lead to like spin-offs and priors and
priors. Yeah. You think we're gonna make a prior?
No, like, I'm serious. Like, I'm so excited for it.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be huge.
Huge.
It'll be tremendous, believe me.
So we did talk about the short film. We talked about Late Night Boom, and we talked about how we met each other. Let's talk about YouTube a little bit.
Let's do it.
So, why did you go from, like comedy skits to vlogs?
Okay, so vlogging was a big thing in 2017.
Did you genuinely do it just because it was a trend?
Okay, so Hunter, who is he's my roommate. And
he's like the co-creator of Adventure Vlogs, right?
Yeah, it was his idea. Honestly, it was. He thought that we should, because him and I that summer had bought some kayaks because we like, going out in the wilderness and doing all that outside stuff. And he said that it would be a good idea to start making vlogs of it. So not really just making vlogs to follow the trends, but it was what was popular at the time.
You guys were fans of the trend.
We were fans of the trend.
I'm sure most people were.
Right. And so we thought we could fit the trend to what we were doing.
Right.
And so that's kind of why we went to vlogs. But obviously I personally I love making, skits and short films and funny videos.
Yeah, I did vlogs for a short period of time, and it didn't stretch my my creative muscles enough. Yeah. Because it's really just like follow what you do all day and then try to make it good at the end of the day. And like I said, after doing that for about a week, I did it about 5 times. I basically did as much as I could.
Yeah. Same. And that's just it. Like,
I couldn't imagine doing it for 30 weeks.
Because I like things that take you to a different place. Yeah. Like movies like Inception, Star Wars, that takes you to another world, you know what I mean? And so vlogs is like everyday life, you know what I mean?
And I had a friend who really liked my vlogs. Actually, I had a couple, and they just like knowing what I did like all day. And there are some people that like need an escape from their own life, sort of,
right,
to see someone else's. Mm-hmm. And I get that, but when it's your own life that you're editing, kind of gets boring.
It's a personal thing. Yeah, it really is. Yeah,
that's why like I'm so into like films and stuff, because we're writing about extreme situations that we've never experienced and we're never going to experience.
Right. And so like that's another thing is like, so we filmed vlogs July 2017.
Microphone.
All right. We filmed vlogs from July 2017 all the way up until July 2018 when we started making Slick Trigger.
Yeah.
We made Slick Trigger until March, released it in April. If you look at our channel, in all of our channels, the very next thing we made after that movie was a dumb skit about us playing a board game.
It was so good. It was The Return.
Yeah.
Return of the King.
It's like probably one of our least most viewed videos on YouTube, but for us, it was so much fun.
Oh my God, it was great.
It was just...
It was great to see you guys come back.
Yeah, it's just like classic TCP, just goofy.
Yeah. Like you guys went to a place that you hadn't ventured before, which was vlogs. Mm-hmm. And then you went even more serious making a full-length movie, which is crazy that we actually did that
as well.
That's right. And then to see you go back to your classic stuff. By the way, that video is as classic cheese puffs as it can get.
It is. I don't know. I just like personally, like, I don't want to like brag or anything, but I just felt really good because it showed that we had no problem going back to classic TCP.
Oh yeah,
Even
it was scary thinking that you guys were just gonna drop the cheese puffs.
Even after 2 years of never doing that, and then just dropping that, felt made us feel really good.
It was really nerve-wracking for me because during the beginning of production of Slick Chigger and even during the end, there was potential chatter that Slick Chigger might be the last thing ever put on the cheese puffs.
Yeah, that's right. I remember saying that because that was going to be like a final sign-off.
Yeah, like
make
the
this
final
big
sign-off.
movie.
You guys were like, that was it.
Yep. And then look,
Gorilla.
You make Gorilla with us. Woo! Yeah, Gorilla. Possible Christmas special dropping on TCP.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about that. The other night.
It's in the works. Don't get your hopes up, but it's probably gonna happen. You know. But no, I'm super excited about this podcast here because this is another thing that that we can add to our list.
That's right. That's great. It's gonna be so fun.
So let's see. What do we got so far? We've got skits.
Yep.
A podcast. A late night show. A movie.
Done a news show before.
News show. Short film that we're working on. So that's to come.
2 feature films.
Because
a feature film based on my short film, and then you're working on a feature film.
Vlogs.
A documentary.
That's what I was gonna say. Documentaries. We
don't stop.
No.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody at home, you're nothing compared to us.
Yeah. You should be crying right now listening to our accomplishments.
Man, me saying all that stuff makes me feel a lot better about myself because I barely do anything during the day.
And we're not saying this to like make anyone feel like bad. We're just like, hopefully this will give you some inspiration, give you some ideas for things that you might want to do.
Grind. And if you grind twice as hard as us, it'd be way too easy for you.
Yeah. But you can't grind twice as hard.
That's right. Because we're already grinding as hard as you can. That's right.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. But so yeah, if you feel uninspired by something, but you want to create, pick from that list that we just said. Try something that you haven't tried before. That's
you learn a lot about yourself.
You do.
I've never made a very honest documentary before. I tried with Small Channel.
That's right.
And it was so-so. It wasn't much of a documentary.
It was pretty all right.
It was all right, but it wasn't like a documentary, It was kind of like a glorified video essay. That's what I'd say it was.
I think it started off really strong, and then towards the end, it was just kind of like huge, long talking things.
It was kind of trash. But now...
It was not good.
It was trash. It was bad. Don't humble me. It was bad.
It was pretty all right.
It was all right. No, but Slick Chigger Behind the Scenes is like a genuine documentary, and I'm really proud of it. And I cannot wait to show you guys on Christmas. It's going to be awesome. We're going to also we're going to also drop a commentary track of the actual film. So we're going to sit down. We're going to watch the film. We're going to, just talk about it. Maybe we could get a third guest in here for that.
Yeah, like Ed
or Ron.
Oh, that's another thing. Okay, just this random thought that we have also dabbled in is the musical side of things.
That's right. That's crazy.
Yeah,
we've done so much stuff,
and that's a whole other aspect to it too.
And then
because I know you do work with like professional like music video making.
That's right. Yeah.
And then I know you've made music yourself too, and so
Yeah, I mean, if you really look at my whole catalog, I've made music myself.
Yeah.
The few songs that I made aren't that great, but I am making Cocaine on My Dreidel. That's coming out,
which
December
we're all
22nd.
stoked for.
It's gonna be great. December 22nd, by the way, is the start of Hanukkah. That's why it's coming out that day. It's so dumb.
The avid Jewish boy you are.
That's right. But no, so I also produce Brock's music, and I shoot my friend's music videos. His name is Ology the Lone Wolf.
That's right.
I think I've shot 7 music videos for him. 7.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
And I would shoot a music video for you for free.
And you produced the audio for Checkmate.
Checkmate. That's right. I did
For the
produce
vocals, and it's made the auto tune and everything made it sound so good.
It's a fantastic song.
Fantastic production.
It was honestly great.
Once again, the chemistry is at maximum.
That's right. No, honestly, guys, though, like, it's not hard. Like, if you have a passion, work on things that are kind of similar to it, you know?
Yeah.
I've always had a thing for film. I didn't know that I could do music videos.
Yeah.
They're great.
Try out different things, and if you feel uninspired, do something you've never done before.
Easy.
Because, you know.
You might learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
You might learn that you like that thing more.
Yeah.
It's honestly just a fun experience too.
It is so much fun. And if it fails, who cares? You've never done it before.
What is one thing that you did and you weren't expecting it to be as maybe interesting or fun?
Okay, honestly, probably the vlogs.
Yeah.
And like, I don't get me wrong, like I had a fun time with the vlogs, and a lot of other people did, and I was not expecting it to go as well as it did. So I'd probably say that.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say, I think for me it was probably the late night show.
Oh yeah.
Because I wasn't expecting to put that much effort into it, but by the end of it, I was so deep into it. Like the night that the show was, 3 hours before I was preparing. And my sister had one of my lights, so I was running a little bit late, but I was like, okay, yeah, I went to the freaking, what is it, that guitar place in Sioux Falls, and I got this thing that I needed, and then, I went and did this, and then I got home and I got all my lights set up, and by the time that the show was done, I was like, oh my God. This is a good creative, this is the motivation I needed a while ago.
Exactly. And so that's just a really good example of, you just never know.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to try things. I would say another piece of advice would be surround yourself with people that have the same passions as you, and people that are smarter than you.
That's people who are smarter than you. Oh, don't say that.
You think I know anything about cameras? No, I don't. I film off a G7X.
Hold up. Before you say that I'm smarter than you, in some ways, yes, but I think that you're smarter than me in other ways too. Because when it comes to story, you're the king.
I wouldn't say the king, but
you're better than I am.
Again, complimenting.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're smarter than me, and I'm smarter than you.
That's right. We're both smarter than each other.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's just get someone that compliments you. And really, if you cannot find somebody if you live in a small ass town and you can't find someone who does the stuff that you do, move away.
Run away. Get as far away as you can.
There is someone that has somewhat of a similar interest to you. We promise. We live in South Dakota.
That's right.
South Dakota. Small ass town.
But
we found each other.
And even if you can find someone, do it on your own. But there is people out there. Another good thing that you need people for, even if they have no film experience, nothing like that, input.
All the time.
If you have a story idea, ask around, ask what you think people think of it. And
any YouTubers in the chat would understand what it means to make a YouTube video, think that it's great, and then show it to someone else, and all of a sudden you start seeing your own flaws.
Yeah.
And it's the same way with basically everything.
Yeah.
If you're an actor, record a performance and show it to someone, or like a drama teacher, and ask what they think. If you're a filmmaker, make a film, ask what people think of it. You're even a freaking Let's Player on YouTube. Instantly, the moment you show someone else, you're going to start noticing your own flaws. That's why I hate showing other people my old videos, because those flaws stick out like a thumb.
Well, and that's just it. But you have to do that.
That's right.
You have to do that.
But I've done it so many times.
Right. Yeah.
I'm so perfect.
Yeah. So that's probably some really good advice that we could give. You guys are learning a lot through this.
Oh yeah.
This is an educational podcast.
It's great. I think that's where we're gonna end it.
Right on. I had a lot of fun this first episode.
I've had so much fun.
It was awesome. I hope you guys did too.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, check out Jack on what can people find you at?
The Cheese Puffs, Dorm Boomin', and Late Night Boomin' on YouTube.
That's right. And then also you can find me at Cole James and on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or CJA Visuals on Twitter and Instagram, and Anderson Visuals on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. We are going to do this more often, and more often than not, because it's actually going to be weekly, and I promise that I'm actually going to work on the roast, because I tried doing that 30-week vlog challenge, and it did not.
It'll happen. This is gonna happen.
This is gonna be it. The 30-week podcast challenge.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's freaking kill it, bro.
We're gonna end in June.
Yeah.
Well, not end, but we're gonna make it to June at least.
And then I feel like it'll be so easy at that point. We're still gonna go weekly.
That's right.
But anyways, yes. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been fantastic. Thank you for listening to What the Fridays podcast. We will see you next week with another episode. Hopefully talking about some more stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys have a great weekend.
Yes, you have a fantastic weekend, or if you're listening to this during the week, have a great week.
Yeah, make it awesome.
Yeah.
Make it awesome, whatever you're doing.
And keep that motivation.
That's right.
Keep it drilling.
Keep it drilling. Keep grinding. Hit
that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Check out Jack. And we will see you guys next week. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.